Hey guys, it's me, Mario, and today we're going to continue Tusk, the Mighty Mammoth. Chapter 9, Battle to the Death. How you guys doing today, this fine Thursday? Hope you're doing well. Let me turn down the music, because I always seem to forget. Chapter 9, Battle to the Death. An arrow flew from Elenna's bow. The shaft sank deep into Tusk's forefoot, and the great beast reared back, her furious red eyes glittering as a second arrow cut through the air, striking her other front foot. Tusk backed away, her roars changing to bellows of agony as she tried to pull the arrows from her feet with her trunk. But it was too big to grip the arrows, and all she did was drive the shafts deeper into the tender flesh of her feet. Tom brandished his sword. "Attack!" he called to the rebels. Odora let out a battle cry and leaped towards the mammoth. The other rebels joined in, hurling weapons and slashing at her hide. The huge monster stomped back through the trees, her vicious poison dripping tusks gleaming. Storm cantered up to Tom. Elenna looked down at him, her eyes shining. "You're better," Tom said in amazement. "The medicine woman had an antidote to the poison," she said. "I feel fine. Come on, let's finish the job." Tom ran alongside the Storm as they joined the attack on the retreating mammoth. Ad. The rebels were all around the beast now. Some with scarves across their faces to protect them from the horrible stench of her matted hair. They stabbed at her feet with their pitchforks and swords, driving her deeper into the forest. Above Tusk's roar, Tom could hear Fernel's mournful voice in his head. The dragon was very weak. His struggles against the snake ferns had drained all his strength. But as Tusk retreated, Tom realized that she was moving towards the place where Fernel lay imprisoned. Tom leaped in close to the beast's head, thrusting with his sword, dancing aside as the cruel tusk swept through the air, and the trunk hammered into the ground. He stabbed at her feet once more, cutting bloody wounds, driving the beast back as she tried to escape his darting blade. In her agony, Tusk lifted herself up on her rear legs. She towered over them, filling the sky. Then she staggered, unable to keep her balance for a terrible moment. Tom thought she was going to crash down on top of him. But one back leg buckled under her, and she toppled onto her side. smashing trees to splinters and rocking the ground as she fell. As the trees were torn down, Tom saw that Ferno was lying close by, still struggling among the ferns. His wings flapping weakly, the mammoth fought to get up, but as she did so, her tusks tore through the snake ferns that held the dragon, ripping them to shreds. The ropes, Tom shouted to the rebels. Tie Tusk down while she's still on the ground. Ropes coiled over Tusk's high side, the grappling hooks digging in as the rebels fought to prevent the evil beast from getting to her feet. Tom leaped through the air, using the magic of his golden boots once more, and landed on Tusk's neck. He caught a hold of her ear and twisted her huge head so that her tusks pierced the ground. "You will do no more harm with your poison," Tom shouted, and jumped off her head, swinging his sword. The blade cut cleanly through one of the tusks. The mammoth's bellow was deafening. But Tom swung his sword again, as he chopped off the second tusk. The entire bulk of the beast glowed with a blazing green light. Tom shut his eyes as the glow exploded through the forest, and when he reopened them, the mammoth was gone. In her place was a radiant emerald archway. "It's Aventia," Elenna cried, leaping from Storm's saddle and running to Tom's side. She was right. Through the gateway, the beautiful rolling hills of Aventia could clearly be seen under a blue sky. A joyful roar rang out. It was Ferno, rising up out of the shreds of snake fern, his wings spreading magnificently, a burst of fire jetting from his nostrils. "He's free," Elenna cried. "He can go back to Aventia now." Tom whipped his brow. He turned and saw the Gorgonian rebels, gazing spellbound through the arch. Tom suddenly had an idea. "I can help these people," he thought. "This gateway will take you to freedom," he called. "But you must go now. The gate will only be open for a short time." Add. Adora stepped forward. "But what about the rest of our camp? But what about the rest of our champions? The other rebels? There's no time to gather them," Tom explained. "It's now or never," Adora nodded. She gave Tom and Elenna a quick hug, then beckoned to her friends. They gazed at each other for a moment or two, hesitating, then followed Adora through the arch. Tom turned to Elenna. "I could never have defeated Tusk without you," he said. Elenna nodded, smiling. "We're quite a team." But her smile faded as she looked at something over Tom's shoulder. He turned. Curlo the gatekeeper was standing under the trees, watching them. I wondered when you would come," Tom called as the one-eyed man strode forwards with his cane in his hand. But Curlo's face was grim. A cold fear filled Tom's heart. Something was terribly wrong. And that was chapter 9. looking back to see what the title is. Battle to the Death. One more chapter of this book, and then it's on to the last one of the third series. Amazing! Well, hope you enjoyed chapter 9. And I hope you like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you guys are interested in more Beast Quest videos. I'm keeping this outro short because my phone is at 10%, so... Bye, everybody!